Biden wants to tax the increased value of assets before those assets are sold. Now, Nancy Pelosi came out and said, yeah, we need a wealth tax. A lot of people on the left said we need a, quote, wealth tax. Now, in America, you're only supposed to be taxed on your income. But we're going to change that now and tax you on your wealth. Well, Janet Yellen, she came out from Treasury and said, no, not really on wealth. Unrealized capital gains. And don't worry, only for the exceptionally wealthy. So, normally you own a house and your house goes up in value. You don't pay taxes on that. Excuse me, except for your property taxes. It goes for all kinds of stuff. You don't pay on the increased value of your home as if it's income because you haven't sold your house. You have a bunch of stock in your portfolio, your 401k, and it goes up. Good year. You don't pay taxes on that until you sell it because it's really not real money yet until you sell it. Because it goes up and down, as we know. Goodness gracious, unfortunately, we know all too well. But no, they want you, like you have a good year, your 401k goes up 12%. Well, you should pay taxes on that. But I haven't sold it. I don't have that money. Too bad. You should pay taxes on it. But don't worry. It's only for the wealthy. Listen to Yellen. It would help get at capital gains, which are an extraordinarily large part of the incomes of the wealthiest individuals, and right now escape taxation. No, they don't escape taxation. When you sell it, you pay the taxes. But there is no taxation when you haven't sold it because you haven't made any money yet. It's all on paper. Until they're realized, and often they're unrealized in the death benefit from a so-called step of basis. In other words, what it means is it's passed on to your heirs and they haven't sold it yet. That's right, because there still hasn't been any wealth made yet because you haven't sold it. Oh, my word, these people want to get every penny and they think it's theirs. How is it legal to tax you on something that you haven't even earned yet? How is that legal? Number one. So now we'll go to some of the details of people that really study this stuff. How about this one from Patrick Reilly? It says the proposal would likely only affect less than 1,000 of the nation's wealthiest citizens. So see, it's just the rich. Don't worry. Punish them. Pay their fair share. You realize the top 1% of income earners in America earn 20.9% of the income, but pay 40.1% of the income taxes. Earn 20.9% of the income, pay 40.1% of the income taxes. Wouldn't that be more than their fair share? Then you go to the Wall Street Journal editorial. It says, they always say it's only going to affect, the very top. But the first income tax enacted in 1913 had 7 tax brackets. By the way, we had to pass a constitutional amendment to do this. It only had 7 tax brackets with rates from 1% on income over $83,000 a year. This is adjusted for inflation. And 7% on income exceeding $14 million. And you know what the rates are now. The alternative minimum tax at first only applied to the richest Americans, but now it hits millions of us in the middle class. It always starts, just the rich. Just these couple people. And the Washington Post reports, after a summary of the draft plan, would allow taxpayers to deduct losses on the values of assets. Well, so if you're going to be taxed on things that you haven't earned, are you going to be able to write off things you haven't lost? Because right now you can only deduct $3,000 in net losses from the sale of financial assets in a year. How's that going to change? They tried this in Europe, didn't go well. Sweden abolished the wealth tax in 2007 because of so many people fleeing the country, business tycoons. France repealed their wealth tax in 2018. They estimated about 10,000 people with 35 billion euros worth of assets left for tax reasons. They find a way around paying this kind of tax. And as the Wall Street Journal points out, my question, is it legal? The Constitution says Congress can only impose direct taxes that are, quote, apportioned among the several states according to population. The 16th Amendment authorized Congress to tax, quote, incomes from whatever source derived without apportionment. But unrealized capital gains are not income.